Thousands of adopted Hoosiers are hoping to learn more about their birth families thanks to a law that went into effect in July. The state closed adoption records from 1941 to 1993, making it hard for many to get information about their origins. The law makes most of those records available to the children who were put up for adoption. But as Barbara Brozier reports, getting access to that information is taking longer than some people expected.
From the moment you step into Kathleen Anderson's home, it's obvious family means a lot to her. Pictures of her relatives are scattered throughout the home.
My daughter, she always gets how much she looks like me and sounds like me. My oldest son looks more like his dad.
But when it comes to who she looks like, the picture isn't as clear.
Wanting to know my roots, wanting to know who you look like, who you take after.
Anderson was adopted as an infant. She has pictures from that time, but very little information.
I kind of always like this picture because it really captures to me like the essence of who they were at that point in time. So proud to have me as their daughter.
Her adoptive parents told her she was born at Methodist Hospital in June of 1968. They agreed to raise her Catholic as part of the adoption agreement, and Anderson later found out her mother was just 16 years old when she gave birth. But that's not enough to satisfy her curiosity.
I guess I've just always wanted to know, what was my parents' story.
She may eventually find out. A law that went into effect in July opened up previously closed adoption records. It gives Hoosiers put up for adoption during that time access to more information, which could include their birth mother's identities. Anderson filed the required paperwork shortly after the law took effect and expected to get the requested information within a few months.
I had expected at the time that I filed that, maybe around Thanksgiving or beginning of December I would have it. Now I'm thinking it might be more like March or April.
The Indiana State Department of Health is in charge of processing the requests. The agency didn't make anyone available for an interview, but a media relations representative said in an email the state has received more than 3,300 requests under the new law. It's fulfilled just over 860 of them. The agency says it could take more than 20 weeks to process each request. We are continually looking at ways to decrease the processing time, including hiring additional staff, because we know this information is very important to those who are seeking it, the email says. Anderson says she's frustrated by the long wait to get her information. Legislators passed the bill 2 years ago, but waited to put it into effect until 2018. The thinking was that would give the state 2 years to prepare. Anderson says she's not sure why the state didn't allocate additional resources to help, but she's hopeful she'll finally get answers to her lifelong questions.
I never thought I'd even get this opportunity. I've waited 50 years. A couple more weeks, months, in the grand scheme of things isn't that long. It's not that bad.
For Indiana News Desk, I'm Barbara Brozier.
Republican State Senator Randy Head is proposing a bill this year that would address another issue with the adoption records bill. It would make it clear people are entitled to copies of their adoption records rather than just getting the opportunity to inspect or copy the information by hand.